2020 has been a year of reflection for me. They say hindsight is 2020. Well, the year 2020 has put some things into perspective, for me at least. As I said in the What's on My Mind minute, this episode has been put together around the time of my birthday. This isn't a montage done in the style of, Jared, this is your life. I'm a bit too young for that. But I'm old enough to have some good pictures and enough pictures to share. Now, I don't celebrate my birthday like I used to. There are many reasons behind that, most I won't get into. Let me just say this. In the Bible, only kings and pharaohs celebrated their birth. And with good reason. I mean, living like a king or a pharaoh, who wouldn't want to throw a party to celebrate their life? And, well, to honor themselves. It's actually quite selfish. But on the other hand, Jesus' birth was celebrated by angels at the time that it happened, but not again after. Birthdays in the Bible are usually surrounded with bad things, one being the beheading of John the Baptist, and another being a servant that Pharaoh had killed. As for me, my birthday, I seem to always get into trouble, forcing my mom to make some pretty hard decisions. Enjoy the day and let the transgression go till the next day, or punish me and have a bad day. She was always fair and would let things go till the next day, I think most of the time. It wasn't on purpose that I would get into trouble. I just felt like I should be treated special or different on my birthday, and usually would act up a bit. Thanks to those teachers for not treating me special, and thanks to my mom for letting things slide till the next day. As I said, I don't really even celebrate my birthday anymore. I really don't see the point in it. All the great milestones have passed. If you haven't guessed, I'm over the age of 21. So, what now? What are birthdays really for? I've come to use my birthday as a tool. I use it much like most people use the first of the year, like a New Year's resolution. I look back on the year and see if I was happy about what I've done. I look forward to the next year and think about what I can do better, what I would like to do more of, and what I could do without. Because this year has been such a nostalgic year for me, it makes sense that I would look back more than just 12 months. Reaching all the way back to my childhood, I see myself a bit clearer. I see the perception of me and gaze through the lenses of others' perspective to see what they see. Pictures can help do that. I see my childhood. I had a great childhood, jam-packed with the full range of emotion, life lessons, and experiences that anyone could ever hope to have. I felt loved, cared for, nurtured, and capable of growth. I learned and moved forward. There was joy and sadness, excitement, sorrow, mistakes, achievements, regrets, good deeds, and overall, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my mom, my stepdad, and all of my family that helped raise me throughout the years. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of my life. As I got older, I got more, shall we say, arrogant. How about mouthy? Somewhat disrespectful and, well, lost. I moved from my childhood home when I was 17, and I've been many places since. And I always look back on that time with fondness, before I became a raging teenager, full of the world yet unworldly. I've sat many a time and reflected on how my life has turned out since then. And I've sat this year and reflected on how my life has turned out as a whole. And you know what? I'm happy about most of it. I'm over the age of 30, and maybe I could have settled down and had a family. Maybe I could have had the life we see in the some of the great sitcoms like Home Improvement or Last Man Standing or The Wonder Years, but maybe my life would not have been like that. Maybe there's no way to get to that point. Sometimes I do long for those things. Other times, I thank God that they never happened. I think the older we get, the better it is to just accept how our life has gone so far. And if we aren't happy with where we are at present, to find a way to change that. I found the best thing to do is to ask a higher power for answers to questions no human can possibly know. The easy yet tough to answer questions like, am I doing this right? This thing called life, am I doing it right? Did I take a wrong turn somewhere, or is there something ahead that will combine all of the things that I've learned and enjoy into what some may call a life's work? One of the ideas I've gotten through this process of questioning God is something I call the double your age motivation. It's motivation that comes from realizing that at some point we're going to look back and say, I remember when I was... Right? You use the number that is your age now. And you think about what you would like to be able to say at that point. Things like, I remember when I was in the best shape of my life, or I was happy, or I worked hard and lived well. I also know that for some people, the double your age motivation is impossible. I mean, anything over 50 and it gets a bit tricky. For those people, it comes back to the birthday/New Year's resolution. In a year from now, as you look back, what would you like to say? I'm glad I worked hard. I'm glad I started getting into shape. How about in a year from now, wouldn't it be great to say, I feel great? As I type this, I'm late for my daily run. I started running a few months ago with a goal in mind. To run a 5K, that's 3.1 miles, on my birthday. Yesterday, I ran the farthest I've ever run before in my life. It was 2.5 miles. It took me about 25 minutes. And I'm looking forward to crossing the 5K finish line on my birthday, although I can't say the same thing for my knee and my lower back. Even though I say cross the finish line, there is no race. I haven't entered in any race. I don't have a number on my back as I run, and there really is no starting point. I just run to get better, not to win some race. Life, however, does have a starting point and a finish line. We come into this world full of promise, hope, dreams, and time. When we are younger, time seems to drag on and on and on. The older we get, time seems to speed past us like the hare and the tortoise. What I've learned is that as we cross that finish line of life, it's not about winning. It's about your PB, or personal best. It's that phrase, personal best. Did you do your best? This brings us back to birthdays, because ultimately birthdays are personal. As I go through this checkpoint called a birthday, I check my time. I stack all my memories together like cards, spread them out on the table, and see what hand I've got. If it's a lousy hand, I know there's always next year, next hand, but I don't bank on that. Who knows? What I do is I simply play the hand I've got till it gets better. I check my time. and I strive for more. I look back to evaluate and strive for better. Here's to another hand, a personal best, and another year.